What's up, YouTube? Dan the Platinum Man here, coming in disappointed with the first game of this month. I enjoyed my time with No More Heroes, and have been working a bit on the sequel. I have played some of Suda51's other games, like Lollipop Chainsaw and Shadows of the Damned, and enjoyed them for the levels of absurdity. Suda51 seems like the type of guy most gamers would get along with some good wit and writing found throughout the crazy games. But this game is just a disappointment. Let's get into why.
Hey, quit fucking around. This isn't a game, you know. Get the hell out.
So, the game starts off with an intro into Bad Man, the father of Bad Girl from No More Heroes 1, who's now hunting down Travis Touchdown for some good old revenge. However, upon doing so, Travis and Badman get sucked into this crazy video game console, the Death Drive Mark II. The game then settles into a basic hack and slash corridor runner with minor puzzles to rotate platforms. I'm playing through the game on Bitter for the most part. You get all of your basic combat abilities off the bat. You can dodge, jump, do light and heavy attacks, and some air attacks. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Enjoy the button mash session. You also get access to chips, letting you use some super moves, which range from completely useless to super OP, all with varying cooldowns. Oh, and your weapon also has an energy meter, so you have to make sure to top up its energy very frequently. This brings about the main problem here. Combat is incredibly boring and basic. Gone are the combos and strategy. Several enemies are so weak that light attacks will beat them in one or two hits, while others go down after only one or two hits of the heavy attacks. That's literally it. The jump attacks have too much of a delay to warrant them being useful. Enemies can and will stun lock you. You can't block, and the dodge feels terrible. The special moves would feel better if the cooldown for most of them were shorter. The first level is pretty basic. The mini-bosses are all the same enemy base that only change color and some attacks, and the boss, Electro Triple Star, isn't too hard. Then we get to the hub, the funny trailer where we can change our t-shirts, read some articles with some funny stuff regarding the console and its games, and use the motorcycle to progress. The best thing about this game is the references to other games, as most of the t-shirts reference other really good games. Naturally, I use the Hollow Knight shirt for my playthrough. Then we get introduced to the visual novel portion of the game, where after we clear each game, we get to go through a super old-style visual novel. These novel points don't amount to much, if anything. You have no input, just read them and get to the end to get back into the real game. This is the next gripe I have, as not only are these long, but the games are all basically the same. There isn't variety in enemies, gameplay, nothing. Some levels might have traps like instant death things, but that's it. Like, we're supposed to be playing multiple games. Why do they all play basically the same? This game would have been instantly been better if every game here had a different focus and more interesting gameplay. The only differences are Coffee and Donuts plays more like a side scroller and focuses more on some platforming in its sections, and Golden Dragon GP, which is arguably the best game here, that has a racing game that actually doesn't involve racing. Yeah, go figure that one out. Killer Marathon is unfinished. It has a small area to explore and then ends in a shittier version of Asteroids, where you can use a bomb shot and can only shoot forwards while moving. After getting the 6 balls in a funny Dragon Ball ripoff, the dragon appears, but because one of the balls is fake, the wish fails partly and brings back Bad Girl as a dog. After fighting our way through the slog that is the CIA, with the really dumb idea to periodically obscure your screen, we fight and slay Juvenile as the White Sheep Man, have a funny scene, and then get our third playable character, Shinobu. Then we can clear the final and longest visual novel point and get the final game, an idea that is kind of cool, and go through a race based on pinball. The final boss here is really annoying and cheap, with the stage really fucking me over a lot. Once Silverface goes down, we can revive Bad Girl, get an unsatisfactory ending, and unlock the fourth playable character. All of the characters play pretty much the same way, and there's only a few chips exclusive to each character. Then it's on to the insane grind and a second playthrough. By this point, if playing alone, you'll have gotten trophies for getting each game and beating each boss, along with some miscellaneous ones. As I was playing on Bitter, I also got the trophy for beating all bosses on Bitter. Then it was time to beat them all on Spicy, which was a huge pain, along with beating them with an SS ranking, which I did on Sweet. In the Asteroids ripoff, you also need to earn 50,000 points for 2 trophies. There's finding Jean in all her hiding spots, eating all of the ramen and liking all of the posts, which for some reason reading these like to make my capture card freak out. And using all of the legitimate cheat codes, which sucked, because the game lies to you. You have to use the action buttons, not the D-pad like it shows in the hint pages. They're also super picky about where you're standing, too. There's a trophy for using each player's finisher, which is annoying but not hard. There's 3 trophies for co-op, simply starting co-op, and using the pairs of Travis and Shinobu, and the bad duo. There's the real annoyance of having to beat the whole game without using continues, which, if done on Sweet and New Game Plus, is not only kinda trivial, but also shows that the level design gets changed, with more obstacles and enemies on harder difficulties, which is kind of cool, but it can't save this game. Then there's the arduous grind of defeating 10,000 bugs and getting all 4 characters to level 20, which took hours of grinding, and the supposed best spot was glitched for me. This game is absolutely filled with glitches. I've had boss fights bug out, cutscenes not load. I've gotten stuck inside of platforms. I once fell out of the world during a super attack that nearly jeopardized my entire no continues run. And this is the later complete version on PS4. What the actual hell? This game had potential, with the idea of having each game be different, and it could have been crazy fun. We could go from a racing game to a turn-based RPG to an actual pinball game. Instead, we got this weird bastardization of a hack and slash game with some references to other genres. In other words, this game could have been like Kingdom Hearts Recoded, where each world changed genres, like having run and gun segments, a turn-based RPG world, side-scrollers. But the slog for getting trophies, the multiple glitches, and the sheer tedium make this game highly skippable. This game's platinum is at least a 4 out of 10 due to glitches having the potential to fuck up runs at the worst times. As for the patented Dan the Ranking Man scale, the game is a 32 out of 100. A distinct lack of memorability between levels, crappy music, lack of voice acting outside of the initial intro, sections and levels that drag on for far too long. You get the picture. For as cool and as fun as the other No More Heroes games are, this game can be summarized and skipped. Stay tuned to see how Daedalus is and shapes up. Like and subscribe. Comment down below which No More Heroes boss was your favorite to fight. Let me know if you want to see me play the other No More Heroes games. And remember, only losers can't handle gaming for at least 10 hours every day.
10 hours of gaming a day.